The rain hammered the fire escape like it was trying to drown out the lie. But Peter's voice cut through anyway, sharp as the switchblade he once pulled on a mugger in college. Felix, she's dying, Mom's got stage 4, and the hospital's billing us into the ground. I need 10 grand, man. Just a loan. I'll pay you back. Swear on everything. His eyes, those hazel eyes I'd stared into 1,000 times over late-night beers, were glassy with desperation. And in that moment, I handed over my life savings without a second thought. Because that's what you do for the guy who's been your anchor since freshman orientation at NYU. But anchors can drag you under too. 3 months later, the truth washed up like debris after a storm. Peter's mom was fine. Her cancer turned out to be a misdiagnosis. A cyst the size of a golf ball that the insurance covered after all. No chemo, no experimental treatments, no nothing. He'd pocketed the money for a down payment on a truck, chasing some half-baked dream of hauling freight cross-country to start fresh. I found out when his sister, Mia, called me in tears, spilling the beans because she couldn't stomach the guilt anymore. He said you wouldn't mind, Felix, that you two were like brothers. Brothers. Yeah, right. If brothers looked at each other the way I looked at him when he laughed too hard at a dumb joke, or when he stripped down to swim trunks at the Jersey Shore, salt water glistening on his skin like it was painted there just for me. I'd been in love with Peter Hayes since the day he crashed into my dorm room with a pizza box and a grin, declaring us roomies for life, before we'd even shaken hands. He was straight as the Verrazano Bridge, or so he claimed, girls rotating through our apartment like seasons, but he'd always had my back. Defended me when frat boys hurled slurs at the Pride rally. Held my hand through my first breakup with that pretentious art major from Queens. You're gold, Felix, he'd say, slinging an arm around my shoulders. Don't let these assholes tarnish you. That night, with Mia's words still burning in my chest, I confronted him. Our Brooklyn walk-up smelled like stale coffee and regret, the kind of place where dreams go to collect dust on IKEA shelves. I texted him to come over. No details, just we need to talk. He showed up in that same hoodie, the one with the frayed cuffs from too many washes, smelling faintly of diesel and diner grease. The truck was parked out front, a gleaming red beast that screamed midlife crisis at 28. Peter, I started, my voice steadier than I felt, holding up my phone with Mia's texts glowing like evidence in a trial. What the hell is this? He froze in the doorway, the color draining from his face faster than milk from a tipped carton. For a split second, I saw the kid I'd met. Scrawny, scared, fresh off the bus from Ohio with nothing but a duffel and a scholarship. Then his jaw set, that defensive wall slamming up like it did whenever life cornered him. It's not what you think, Felix. Mom's bills were real at first. I just redirected a little. The opportunity was there, you know? Freight's booming. I was gonna pay you back next month, Scout's honor. Redirected. I laughed, but it came out hollow, echoing off the peeling wallpaper. You lied to my face, took my savings, the money I scraped together from freelance graphic design gigs while you bounced between barista jobs. For a truck? Jesus, Peter. He paced then, rubbing the back of his neck, the tic he had when cornered. Rain lashed the window, blurring the neon glow of the bodega across the street into abstract streaks of red and blue. Look, I get it. You're pissed. But don't act like this is just about the cash. You've been weird lately, hovering, asking too many questions about my dates. Like you're my damn keeper. My heart stuttered. Weird? Hovering? God, if he only knew. The unsent emails, the journal entries I'd burned in the sink after one too many whiskeys. The way I'd replay our hugs in my head until they felt like something more. But this wasn't the time to crack open that Pandora's box. This is about trust, man. You used me. Used our friendship. He stopped pacing, turned on me with eyes like storm clouds. Friendship? Is that what you call it? Sneaking peeks when I'm changing, ditching plans to work late, but really just moping around because I brought a girl home? Come on, Felix. You're too gay for this shit. Always have been. That's why no one sticks around you. It's suffocating. The words landed like a sucker punch, knocking the air from my lungs. Too gay. As if my queerness was a stain, a flaw he tolerated until it inconvenienced him. I staggered back, bumping into the coffee table, the stack of medical printouts I'd Googled for his mom, scattering like confetti at a funeral. My vision blurred. Not from tears, not yet, but from the sheer velocity of the betrayal. Peter, the guy who'd toasted at my coming-out party with to Felix, the bravest bastard I know, now wielding my identity like a weapon. You don't get to say that, I whispered, my voice cracking like thin ice. Not after everything. He deflated then, shoulders slumping as the fight drained out of him. Felix, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just stressed. The truck, the job. It's all falling apart. But the damage was done. I grabbed my jacket from the hook, the leather one he'd picked out for my birthday, and bolted for the door. Get out. And take your truck dreams with you. The stairwell smelled like garlic and mildew. Each step down a hammer blow to my chest. Outside, the November chill bit into my skin. Thanksgiving was a week away, and I'd imagined us cramming into his family's cramped Ohio kitchen, turkey and tension, and maybe, just maybe, a stolen glance that said he felt it too. Stupid. So stupid. I wandered the slick streets of Williamsburg, past hipster bars spilling laughter and the ghosts of what-ifs. My phone buzzed. Mia again, apologizing profusely, offering to wire me half what Peter owed. I ignored it, ducking into a dive called the Rusty Anchor, all sticky floors and jukebox blues. That's where I met Theo, nursing a whiskey neat at the end of the bar. Tall, with a beard that screamed, former philosophy major turned barista, and eyes that crinkled when he smiled. We talked for hours about growing up queer in the Midwest, the ache of unrequited crushes, the way betrayal feels like swallowing glass. You're stronger than you think, he said, his hand brushing mine across the scarred wood. Not pity, not pressure, just presence. By closing time, we'd exchanged numbers, and for the first time in months, I didn't feel like a punchline. The fallout hit like a nor'easter. Peter texted apologies in a frenzy. I'm sorry, man. Panicked. Mom's really okay. But I fucked up. Then calls, voicemails thick with that Ohio drawl cracking on the edges. Felix, please. You're my best friend. I didn't mean the gay thing. It's just, you get under my skin, you know? In a good way. In a good way. My stomach twisted. Was that a crack in the armor? A hint that the arm around the shoulder hugs had meant more to him too? I almost caved, almost let the romantic in me rewrite the script. But then Mia forwarded an email, Peter's job application for a hauling gig in Texas, seeking fresh start away from complicated entanglements in NYC. Complicated. No. I blocked him. Deleted the photos from our road trip to the Grand Canyon, the ones where his head rested on my shoulder during a midnight drive. It hurt like hell, carving out that space in my heart where he'd lived rent-free for a decade. But pain's a teacher, and mine whispered that love, real love, doesn't come with strings attached to lies. Christmas came and went in a blur of string lights and forced cheer. Theo and I met for coffee in the village, snow dusting his scarf like powdered sugar. He was easy, uncomplicated. A graphic novelist with a laugh that bubbled up from his toes, who quoted Audre Lorde over dim sum and held my hand under the table without making a production of it. You're not too anything, Felix, he said one night, as we walked the High Line, the city skyline a jagged promise against the stars. You're just you, and that's magnetic. We took it slow. Dinners at hole-in-the-wall to carry us, lazy Sundays binging old rom-coms where the queer sidekicks finally got their arcs. Theo knew about Peter from the start. I spilled it all over our third date, expecting pity, but he just nodded. Betrayal's the tax on vulnerability. But look at you, still standing, still open. That's the win. Spring thawed the ice in my veins. I got a steady gig designing album covers for an indie label in Bushwick, the kind of work that paid bills without eating my soul. Theo's graphic novel hit shelves, a queer coming-of-age tale set in flyover country, and we celebrated with rooftop beers, his arm around me as the skyline twinkled like it approved. Then, in May, Peter resurfaced. A letter, actual paper and stamp, postmarked Austin. No trucker log, just his scrawl on lined notebook pages. Felix, I drove that damn truck into the ground before I even hit the border. Lost the gig, crashed on Mia's couch for a month. Turns out, fresh starts don't erase the mess you leave behind. I replay that night 1,000 times. The wall, the words, God, I'm so sorry. Too gay? What a coward's way out. Truth is, you were never too much. You were everything. The brother I wished I had, the The friend who saw me when I was invisible. And yeah, maybe more. I pushed it down because it scared me. Scared the straight boy bullshit right out of Ohio. But losing you? That's the real cancer. If there's any grace left, write back. Or don't. Just know I see you now. All of you. Peter. I read it under the kitchen fluorescence. Theo humming in the shower. Tears hit the ink, smudging the P in his name. Part of me wanted to burn it, to let the wind scatter the ashes over the East River. But the humanistic ache in me, the one that believes in redemption, even when it's jagged, won out. I wrote back, short and true. It hurt, Peter. Deep. But hurt heals if you let it. I'm okay now. Happy even. Take care of yourself. No professions of undying love. No dramatic reunion. Just closure, clean as a fresh sketchpad. Theo and I moved in together that summer. A sunny one-bedroom in Greenpoint with a view of the bridge. We fought over whose turn it was to do dishes, made love under the covers with the windows open to the hum of the city, built something solid from the ruins. Peter? He texted once. A photo of him at a pride march in Austin. Rainbow flags slung over his shoulder. Learning. The caption read, I liked it, heart emoji and all. Betrayal doesn't define you. It's the aftershock that shapes the man you become. Mine taught me that love isn't hoarding your heart for the ones who might deserve it. It's giving freely, then walking away when they can't hold it. In the end, the American dream isn't picket fences or endless highways. It's finding your tribe in the chaos, holding tight to the ones who call you just right. Not too gay, not too anything. Just Felix. And damn, that feels like home.